Fly, Eagles, fly. How about that, Kansas City? You missed with every single bow and arrow that you possibly could string together and figure out how to defeat this Philly team. But they're the best team in football, and I hate to say it because I hate them and I hate y'all. But I got to at least appreciate greatness. And speaking of greatness, got one of the greatest to ever do it on the back. You know, I got to rep my guy T.O. You know, one of the greatest receivers to never win a ring. It's a damn shame he never did, but thank you to New England for stopping that legend. I digress. This game was probably one of the biggest beatdowns. And 40-22, the 22 record, the score doesn't really show how much of a beatdown this really was. Philly took the game over early, often, and just continued to run it down their throat and just run up the scoreboard. Jalen Hurts played one of his finest games of his entire career. Everything kind of came to a head here for this game for him, which is amazing for him. Very happy for him. I will be honest with you, I was never one of the biggest fans of Jalen Hurts. I never thought he'd get to this point. But I also think you could probably put me in at quarterback and that team would win. So just to be clear, it's not like he had to be some amazing talent. He's a great talent, but it's not like he needs to be Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. That team is stacked to help him get to where he needs to win. And ultimately, they did exactly that. And I said the number one reason they would win this game was time of possession. Now, rushing the ball, even though Saquon didn't get over 100 yards, he only got 57 on 25 attempts. Jalen Hurts on 11 attempts, 72 yards. That is what I'm talking about. Being able to extend drives. Second down is probably the most important down in this whole series, and they dominated. They were able to convert so many third downs. They were able to continue their drives and keep 15 on the bench. You got about 36, 37 minutes of time of possession per 23, 24? I mean, that's just a complete lopside. You can tell just by watching the game, the stat box, everything, that Philly came to play and Kansas City could barely stop what they were trying to do. Philly's defense came with so much pressure that Vic Fangio didn't even know what to do with it. They ended up with, I think, 6 or 7 sacks total as a team, 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, and a recovery. Milton Williams had 2 sacks and his forced fumble and recovery. Keep in mind, he forced the fumble and recovered it. So he had a tremendous game. I will not lie. I did question a little bit whether Jalen Hurts should have gotten the MVP. Doesn't really matter to me that much. We all know MVPs are really quarterback awards. That's kind of how things go nowadays. We'll talk about MVP Allen in Buffalo in moments notice here. But the fact that Philly got it done, they were able to do what everyone, including Taylor Swift and the Swifties witchcraft, could not do. Defeat Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, and Travis Kelce and get their ass packing to Kansas City. You can go home. You can enjoy it, Chiefs Kingdom, and you can also fucking shove it because your fan base, as much shit as the Patriots fan base used to get, y'all should understand that Kelce will never touch Jock. He will never touch Gronk's jock. He will not. Now, you can go watch the game when we go into fucking Washington. I think it was 2011 or 2013, 12 maybe. Don't recall. You go watch that game. You go watch how many fucking players Gronk went through. That one game alone. Travis Kelce will never do anything, come close to, think of. We'll never have a game like that. And not even receiving and going through players, but blocking. And we saw so much of that this fucking Super Bowl. How, look at me. Look, I'm going to reenact Travis Kelce. Chip block. Mahomes threw the ball, bro. Look at him running. Nice first down. It just stands there. It makes no sense. You can tell from the start of this game that Travis Kelce was just in la la land. He was not involved. He was not there. He was getting doubled. Whatever the case is, he couldn't help his fucking team on the offensive line. talking about go out and get a catch. More like stop a fucking defender from going and getting 15, dog. Talking about one of the best blockers in the league. I can block better than you, all right? And I'm not even saying that to start some shit. That's facts, dog. You need to hit the fucking gym and get to work. All right, you glorified receiver. Just because you went to Turkey, and look, I'm going to go to Turkey soon personally, you know what I'm saying? And just because you did does not mean we need to start calling you Rico Suave, dog. This is football. I don't care about your hair. I care about what you're going to be producing within the gridiron, all right? Do you think I'm worried about you trying to look cute for Taylor? And then Mahomes over there scrambling for 25 behind 6 pressures and juking 4 fucking defenders just to get the first down because your ass wants to stand there. The Kelsey magic was that you were on the same page with Mahomes, and it looked like you were on fucking Dr. Seuss, green eggs and ham, dog. Like I don't know where you were. I don't know where your mindset is. But it wasn't there in that game, and we all saw it on the field. I also didn't like that some of the players were, y'all gonna keep that same narrative about the refs? Dog. They called a pass interference on A.J. Brown, one of the first plays, and he actually caused pass interference. Where are these bad flags coming from? Honestly. Because I watched the whole fucking game. Y'all got worked. All right. Maybe y'all should have came with some juice for the best team in the league who dominated in all 3 phases of the game. All right. I'm not saying this as a hater. This is facts. This is how I feel about the situation. The Kansas City Chiefs are now in the era of when we lost 18-1 in 08. 09, Tom had the injury. Thanks, Bernard Pollard. And then what happened? We had a couple of years of slumps and down years where we weren't able to go and get to the Super Bowl. Then we do on a 32nd ranked defense. Shout out Sterling Moore. If you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. But then we go lose to the Giants the second time. And ultimately, I'm trying to paint this picture not because I want Kansas City to lose, but I'm trying to inform your fan base that I saw this. I saw this with my own eyes in real time, watching the New England Patriots change team after team, dynasty after dynasty. And there is a lull, there's a dip, but you are going to come back stronger. And for all of those that think that this was such a tarnish on Mahomes' legacy, personally, it could be seen both ways. If Tom Brady goes and wins and becomes 19-0, wins his 4th ring, he could have potentially retired and moved on. We don't get 3 or 4 or 5 other appearances and a couple of wins and in the historical long run, and maybe he doesn't play until he's 40. I mean, there's a lot of factors, and I think that this could be one of those for Mahomes. You lose a three-peat, you lose that big moment. That's not gonna burn. That's not gonna fuel you. I'm telling you, watch out. Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs might have another couple of down years here as they're trying to change their team, rebuild their roster, get rid of older vets, bring in some newer guys, maybe coaching changes, maybe Reed retires, not now, but in time. I mean, the cheeseburgers, the health, the age, all of it catches up. It's just human nature. And then Kelsey, obviously, he's 37 or he's getting up there in age. Is he going to play until he's 40? I don't know. And what era of Kansas City is post those guys? Obviously, they have 15. 15 is going to be there for a little bit. But what's it look like past 15? And I think that's the biggest question that starts today for Kansas City. I'd also say I did not like the play calling for Kansas City. A lot of it wasn't what I thought that they were going to do. I thought that they were really going to air it out early. I thought they were going to try to get the ball out quick. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you need to take 50-yard shots with Xavier Worthy every time. That front seven's not going to give you the time to do that. I'm talking about the quick dump downs, the quick get the ball out, the quick you need to get this out because you only got a fucking half a second to get this out. you cannot hold on to this ball. Philly's front seven is coming. So, and front seven, I say four really, because they didn't even throw any blitzes, which is insane. But the fact that they were getting that much pressure reminds me of 07, 08, when Michael Strahan, Osi Umenyiora, Justin Tuck dominating that offensive line in New England. I mean, it is what it is. O-line, D-line, Howie, right? All the games are won in the trenches. Now, we saw the best team in the league with the best trenches win the Super Bowl. This is what it is. I don't make this shit up. And they had the best defense. So keep that in mind. Double recipe for winning. Trenches and number one defense and top defense. Like, come on now. And you had the best rusher in the league who ran for the most yards in a season by a running back. It's just like everything was stacked in their favor. I don't know how anybody really thought Kansas City was going to get out of this other than some Patrick Mahomes pixie dust. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.